What's up?
What's up?
What's the most interesting thing you read recently?
Read?
Yeah. Or watched?
A lot of these theories about quantum entanglement, like how we are
Jesus.
connected to all sorts of kind of science stuff.
Jesus. The most interesting thing I watched was a dating show on Netflix. Same thing. Entanglement. Okay, so we have a special guest today.
No, go for it. What's your topic?
Behind the camera.
Okay, what's your topic?
So the topic today is, are my standards too high? Standards.
Your standard should be proportionate to your struggle. So if you're willing to struggle, I don't think your standard is high enough. Like it's a statement I make, if anything you do and you're not competing with the world class, you are not competing at all. So you're asking the question, is my standard too high? Most people say, my standard is too high, I must reduce it so I can feel okay about myself. But what they are saying is, I don't want to struggle, right? So if you ask me, most people's standards are not high enough.
That was actually, I was thinking, should I just call this episode Setting Our Standards? Are my standards too low? But I feel like, no. In the world we live in, it's always like, your standards are too high. If like, you, like just say you are like single and you're looking for a relationship, and you go on dates, guys like you and all of that, but then you're just like, no, they don't quite meet my standards, then they'll be like, yeah lah, that's why you're single, your standards are too high.
And maybe that's the price you have to pay. You have to pay. You must understand. You see, you must understand, a lot of people want to ease up life. Easing up life not necessarily makes one live a great life. If you choose ease, someday you will regret that you missed the best of life. If you ask me personally, you must be competing with the highest standard. You see, in the East, they venerate love, they venerate disciplehood, they venerate so many things. And you know what is the point of that? That's the standard. That's the standard. There's a bull, if you go to a temple, that looks and stares at Shiva or the deity. Nandi, they call it. Its eye is fixed. That is the standard of a disciple, that your eyes is fixed on the highest. So you are hearing people who want you to lower the standard so life becomes easy. My quest is not about making life easy. My quest is, how can I live the highest possibility? Yes, I would be accused of being egoistical, and I don't mind. They can accuse. But ego is when I attempt to pretend it. But if I sincerely put the effort, you see, I make one commentary. We have done, 50-hour episode, almost 1 year. Now I can make a comment. Almost all your question is how to get by, get along with this life. Why is life difficult? How can I make it easy? Remember, that is one conversation that you need to hear, something that makes you navigate life rightly. But now we shift it. We are not cowarding out from life. We are not trying to find it easy. We are trying to live the best possibility, the best, the highest. Will you settle?
No.
Can you settle with anything less? Can you?
You can.
If that's not what determines you.
What do you mean?
I can wear the cheapest watch or use the cheapest thing if that doesn't define me. But if it has something to do with me, can you settle with anything less? Can you fall in love and marry somebody who's the third choice? I know what the mind is saying. So now the real topic for today is this, Do I choose the easy and be okay with compromising a lot of things, or do I want to commit to the best? And being committing to the best, I might struggle and suffer.
But it's something like this, right? Okay, like I like to buy like designer handbags, right? There's levels to it. There's like Dior and Chanel. You can pay up to 30,000 ringgit for
Yeah.
a handbag there.
Right.
And then there are other brands which are also very nice, like Coach and Jack Muse, all these other brands. Their handbags could be 3,000 to 5,000. Right? I love handbags. I want to buy the Dior handbag. I can't afford it. So should I ignore
No,
the
then go
other?
earn.
But I can afford this now.
That's okay, but go earn. Go earn. Go earn. Go raise your standard. Go until the 30,000 feels like 300 ringgit.
Yeah.
So you got to understand this, And I think this is where the whole thing changes from talking to a young person to an adult, right? To somebody who just wants to get by, to somebody who wants to really get going. And the passage through that is, I re-look at struggle, I re-look at suffering, I re-look at difficulty. So, follow carefully. I don't know about handbags. It's $30,000 handbag. I'd rather have a plastic bag with 30,000 inside than a bag that is worth 30,000. That's just my standard, but that's okay. I'll buy a $100,000 camera,
Yeah.
which another camera might take similar picture, but this way. Why shouldn't you have it if you are willing to work and grow to be that person? Reducing this and going and buying the 3,000 is you are saying, I will never grow to be a person who can make that kind of money. That means I will escape the struggle. So the conversation is, and between the left nostril, the right nostril, they talk about in pranayama, right? Are you going to opt out the best of life for ease? Or are you going to embrace difficulty so the best of life can be lived? That's the question.
And is that also determined by the kind of person you are? Some people, for them to live the best life, it is easy.
No, I don't think this is predetermined. I think this is something you determine.
Yeah, but like some people, like they're okay or they're content with it being easy. They're content without having to push themselves for.
Do you know the amount they give up?
But maybe I also don't know what they're thinking in their
Yeah.
head. Like, I'm just assuming here.
You're assuming. You see, do you know what they give up? Do you know what they compromise? Do you know what is lost? What is lost? Will you be able to forgive yourself if you quit and don't live the best life possible? I can't.
Yeah.
You see, in the East, now I'm going to bring my subject. There's something called enlightenment, which you think is woo-hoo. Enlightenment is the struggle to...
And just drive-by shot over here. I'm
Yep.
just sitting chilling.
Must you? You see, it's the pursuit of the highest state possible. The highest. And in order to pursue the highest, you must embrace difficulty like a nectar. You must embrace struggle. You must embrace failure. Like it's the best thing you ever experience. Only then those things wake up. Right now, the whole of humanity is drugged to ease. Drugged to escape. The other day, Paul's session, I hope all of humanity go listen to this session. I'm so excited. Paul fired when he did the session about how we attract drillers. He said, you attract drillers by saying, I will look after you. I will make your life easy.
For those who haven't heard the term driller, if you imagine somebody rowing a boat, there are people who are rowing, there are people who are just sitting, and there are people who are poking holes in the boat. That's what a driller is.
You see, almost all the dictators from Stalin to all of them, and I spent a huge amount of time studying them, they all promise to ease your pain. They promise to take care of you. And in order to do that, you have to give up your standard. And eventually, they become your dictator, they rule you. So there's two aspects to life. I'm asking you today, it's your day. Are you going to go into life simply worshipping ease? Or are you going to go into life worshipping Dior? Is it Dior?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would like you to worship Dior. Hope I don't have to pay for it. But you will work, grow to be that person
So far, my Dior has come to me with ease because I sent you a text message. Hey, can I have this handbag, please?
No, that's me making you addicted to good things until I stop paying for you. Then you have to earn it. So it's a trick too, Anba. You understand? Give all the best things, then
No,
stop
but
paying.
that's the thing. I was having a conversation with my friend about that, like how we have been given this amazing life that we can't afford to give to ourselves yet.
Yeah.
But how do we do that? How are
No,
we able
but
to?
the pressure is building.
Yeah.
You
Because-
have to earn that right too.
Like in your 20s, it's still cute to ask your parents for money, but when you're 30s, it is not.
No, it's not. It's not. I have set the standard. Now you have to embrace the struggle. You see, the key is how deeply have you accepted to embrace the struggle? Two direction. In breath, they say, the breath of ease, rest, or the breath of struggle and action. Which breath going to dominate you? All over the world, people are teaching people to quit. I'm not quit. See, the worst thing what has happened to the word meditation, it is all about ease and calmness and no. It is not about escape. It's about having the calmness to undertake the struggle. You follow? It's about being able to be collected while you are doing the hardest thing in life. But that's not what it's used for. Drug is to ease pain. When there is no pain, it drugs you. Hang on. Let me get this point across. The conversation changes, I am not talking to people who want to quit, want life to be easy, who want to escape. I am talking to people who worship the highest. If it comes as Dior, then Dior Namaha. If it comes, I don't know. You know what I mean? If it comes, but I want you to worship. I use the Hindu as an analogy. Yeah? I've been researching a lot about the temple. Each temple was designed, dedicated, consecrated to worship something of the highest. And the idea behind it is the more you worship the highest, the more you move there. The more you will undertake the struggle, right? So you are at a crossroad. What are you going to do?
So would you say something like if you're looking for like a relationship, right? And you're not willing to settle. I'm not willing to settle, but in order to get that relationship I want, I also have to embrace being lonely, being a bit jealous and all of that. You see other people with great boyfriends, you feel a bit jealous,
No, but I tell you, if let's say you compromise, can you live with yourself?
Hell nah.
That's
Nah.
That's it. So there's standard. So that is standard. So you must have high standard.
I always used to do this online workout with this like Pilates instructor, and I remember she had like one move where you're like holding like a hollow hole and your stomach is like shaking, and she was like, we're going to find the comfort in this discomfort right now.
That's it. You said it. So can I be comfortable with struggle? You see, I rather die trying, quit and find the rest. Hear this, I'm sure the young people are listening. You will come to this crossroad. Very small percentage will embrace the struggle. And the percentage that embrace the struggle, in time they'll wake up and say, wow, look what I've accomplished, look what I've become, look what I've risen to. This group that quits will talk about life is meaningless, eventually we all die. They will find every philosophy to quit. All women are the same, all men are the same. Not really. No, not all women are the same, not all men are the same. No. That's the greatest lie. We are all same. No, you're not. Then why do we have Dior? Another one is what?
Prada. No, we don't support Chanel. Chanel donated to Israel. I don't buy Chanel anymore.
Chanel. No Chanel.
No Chanel.
Am I wearing any Chanel? I don't wear it. It's women's clothes.
No, it's everything. No.
Okay.
He's not a Chanel kind of guy. He's a Prada kind of guy.
Am I?
Yeah, your bag is Prada.
Is it?
The bag that you're carrying.
Is Prada?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, again. Slowly. Within us, there is a part of me that wants to quit, that wants to take it easy. And I think a whole lot of philosophy has grown around it, Dictator's delight is when you want to quit and you want somebody to take care of you. Dictator's delight. You give up your freedom. The North Korean guy the father, the
Kim
first guy,
Jong-un's father.
he promised everybody, 3 meals a day, and at least 1 meal or 2 meal you will have meat. That was his promise for their freedom. What are you doing on this earth if not struggling? Why would you rest for anything less? I'm not saying be egoistical, saying I should get it without struggle. That is ego. But if I'm willing to put the struggle, I'm like 45 years struggling with my painting, 45 years. I wanted to be an artist, I did it. But until today, I struggle with it. Why? No, not there yet. But I think the joy is not about arriving in Opshi. The joy is about struggling. So that's the rower. You don't let people make a driller out of you. They want you to quit. I've been speaking about the subject of enlightenment for don't know how many years. All these years, if I'm honest, maybe less than 10 people, or maybe 20 if I exaggerate it, who I saying, yes, I will. And I've talked to thousands of people. Yes, I will undertake the struggle. For the rest, it doesn't make sense. For the rest, they do something so their life is okay, their life is better. But why is it such a small percentage? Why is it such a small percentage? There's a famous, my favorite poet, Hindu master, it's a Siddha. His name is Kudambai. He will say this, He says, Vetta veliyil verum palai nindradai ishtamai papayadi Kudambai. Ishtamai papayadi. He said, standing in the open sky, being ruined. Oh, you know that. You shall look upon it as delight. You shall look upon it as delight. The ruin is what? I lost all my escape. I got to do this. It's like if you meet the man of your life, and if you fall in love with somebody, totally, you're ruined, Now you cannot be less. Now you have to rise to the best. Why we have Michelin restaurant? The standard is set. Why we have normal restaurant? So now I'm asking you, what is the disposition you want to take? You see, I have nothing to say. People want to check out, want to be easy. Good luck to you. I am not the teacher for it. I have nothing to say to you. Good for you. Even sometime I want to learn from you in certain things. Why are you struggling? I even will lean towards you from time to time. But my commitment is to the highest possibility.
And it's like the cost of having it as well, right? It's not necessarily the cost, but like the happy, like after we got, so my cats were dying, and then I found, my cat was 20 years old, she's dying. Then I found Jack. And he said, you're my mommy. And I said, okay. And then I thought I will never have another cat again. And then I'm like, okay, that would have been the easy option to say, no, I'm just going to be like sad about this. Right. But he comes into my life in the middle of the night when I don't call him and he doesn't come. I jump out of bed to make sure he's not gone and gotten stuck somewhere, got his collar caught. And but I'm not mad about it. I'm happy to
But
to
also
do it.
how much he gives.
Yeah, but is it like, in order to have that love and that animal that is like such a
Your mother
blessing.
misses the cat more than me. She says, Jack not around. No, look at what he had added. It's just a cat, He has added so much. But for that, I have to clean his poop. I have to get up at night, put food for him. I have to...
You worry when like if he's missing, like every time I get a
listen to me. Embrace the struggle. And the struggle is the most beautiful part of life. But we are constantly seduced. That's the Ganesha, We are constantly seduced to be lazy. We are constantly seduced to give up. That's why if you go to a temple, you first bow to Ganesha. Then you go worship the highest. You put that part down.
No, it's like what you said, Lapa. It's like, it's what has to be done doesn't feel difficult because it's worth it.
That's it. Now, are you struggling to the highest? Remember, the ego is when you're not trying to do the work and pretend you are. Like somebody put a lipstick or makeup or carry some expensive bag, and then they pretend they're already blooming as the feminine beauty or the masculine beauty. No, you are lying. You didn't do the work. That's lying. That's ego. Ego is when somebody is pretending. Right? That's ego. But if I'm not pretending, I'm really putting in the work. Like golf, I go hit 1,000 balls a day. Chipping, putting, whatever I'm doing every day. Then I can say, yeah, I'm struggling to be the highest. Not hit 10 ball and claim I'm already next to Tiger Woods. But today the question, what are you choosing? I'm saying, you will forgive yourself after giving all you got and if you fail. But if you never even tried, then you will spend the rest of your life trying to patch up, quitting, patch up, having the less, right? Then you will spend the rest of your life trying to not feel hurt by it. Then you are compensating. I remember, I'm going to tell this story. It's a funny story. I think I bought a Mercedes, my S-Class, or whatever. I bought the Mercedes. I got home. I have an uncle who's a bit of an ass. He has a normal, simple car. He didn't know how to respond. He said, if you drive your car at 110, I can overtake you. I'm like, I still today, he said it to me 30 years ago, I till today looking and like, what logic is that? If I drive my car at 110, he can overtake my car. His car is fast enough. I'm like, that's what happens. You have to pedal. You have to constantly be slapped. Then carrying the cheap underwear, underwear. Why did the underwear come from?
Okay,
The
somebody's
cheap
mind
handbag.
is in the gutter.
I will only think about carrying the cheap handbag. You have to compromise.
And then also some people will make the expensive handbag less to validate.
Right. But then every time you are the way you are getting hammered by the world.
Yeah.
I'm not saying one should be wealthy, one should be rich. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, what is your standard? Like for me, a handbag is definitely not a standard. My standard is me. I want to know that I'm worthy for the highest. How many of you will say you are worthy for love? How many of you can say, I have lived a life in such a way, I'm worthy for the divine?
But you know, right, it's almost easier to see it for other people. Like with all your shirts, I was telling Amma, like, stop, we're not going to buy shirts for Appa from H&M anymore.
Oh.
H&M is too cheap for him. Like he needs to buy expensive shirts. Like he's a grown up. Like he needs like nice shirts. So from that point, we started buying you all these like nice shirts. But that's not a standard you maybe have for yourself. It's a standard that I have for you.
Yeah. In my case, I probably don't care.
No, but it does matter.
But I don't care.
But it's easy for me to have a standard for somebody else. Like you look at your friends, you're like, yes, you have to be with someone like this, like this, like
that's where
this.
you start. That's puja, You go, you venerate this thing. That's when what you offer another, inevitably you offer you. You offer yourself good things. You, if you can, you will buy the $300,000 handbag. I know. You offer yourself, but are you going to be that person? Again, let me clarify. This is not about greed. This is not about desire. This is about learning to worship the highest. Like this. If I am going to share with you the truth of enlightenment, which is the highest there is for me, if you can't even desire a handbag, how the hell are you going to desire that?
But I think that's also the thing that people like feel with like spirituality specifically, right? It's that ego that I don't need that.
They're lying.
Handbag. I don't need that.
That's not spirituality. It has been robbed by quitters. It has been robbed by people. Like somebody is meditating, I'll ask, why? He says, no, I just want peace. No, peace to do what? After this, are you going to take the bow and arrow and shoot a target? Is there something that requires that stillness? I have watched all my masters, they work their entire life. They produce incredible amount of work. They created, they taught, they built. They said in India, there's 108,000 major temples.
Wow.
All of them are built by these guys, at least initiated by now. For them to meditate, to have the clarity to do what they need to do makes sense. Why are you meditating? When you are happy with what? $3,000 Prada. Is it Prada? Let's not
talk down on Prada, okay?
No, let's not. Oh, sorry. Prada, sorry.
We love Prada. If you want to send us some shirts.
Yeah, if you want to send some shirts.
We'll get DV to model them for you.
What are you taking me into? It's okay. It's a sin of karma of having a daughter. Now, what are we talking about, Abhishek? If you have a standard, you must hold right to it and evolve.
And do you think that you set these standards for yourself, right? And you are tested to not bend to less?
That's it. The ultimate thing is tested. There's in the Malay, the last time P. Ramli's show, Chobaan. They always say Chobaan. You are tested, and when you survive the test, it is garland. I'm glad. Now I have Mark was telling me he sold a $200,000 sofa. I would what?
It's $1 million ringgit.
Not ringgit, US.
No, that's $1 million ringgit.
$1 million ringgit. Sofa. I'm what? But you know what? I must be for it. You know why? For somebody that means something. Unless it's used to show off and talk down on people. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
Nothing.
But you see where I'm going, huh? Can everybody afford a $200,000 sofa? I don't think so. But I'm saying that we must be a culture that worship the higher and struggle for higher. You know why peace is so hard? It's the highest. To be one as a humanity is the hardest unless we worship it. Unless we worship it. The goddess in the temple is called Mangalambige. All to come right. Do you know that's the highest when everything comes right? It requires struggle.
I was watching this movie yesterday. It's a Thai movie, and it's a grandmother and the son comes to take care of her. And she has a Kuan Yin statue. They're Buddhist, so she worships that female god. And she tells the son, you need to make tea and put it up for the god. He goes and microwaves the water and make the tea. And she said, how did you make it so fast? I didn't hear the kettle boil. And he's put the tea up for the statue already. And he's like, I microwaved it. She's like, take it down now. Take it down now. If you're not going to do it properly, don't do it at all.
It's even though you can argue about the silliness, but I like the soul of it. But today I'm asking all of you, is there something of the higher do you worship? This is when you must say, blessed to America, They gave the world, whether right now they might not be able to hold it right, liberty, freedom, human rights. This all came from there. There's the highest. There's a Statue of Liberty. There's a statue there that they are worshipping. The human liberty, human right. These are the highest. In many third world countries, that's not worshipped at all. Are you bowing to something of the highest? I might not bow to a shirt or a handbag or something, but there are things that I worship. I worship some of the highest truth is possible. I know people who go to the gym and worship the body being well. Go for it. But that worship translates to me embracing the work I need to do. Like relationship, If somebody worships relationship, they undertake the struggle of relationship. And one of the struggle is you never act in the absence of the other. You never even think outside of that person. No matter what you think you have included, like a father, he cannot spend $1 without considering his family. If he can, either he's super rich or he's not a father. How can whatever I do, everybody is included. Like a good leader cannot think outside of his tribe, of his group. Everything he thinks, everyone is included. Are you willing to undertake that discipline? Or your life is knowing the discipline, quitting it, and creating a reason not to go there? I know some people will attack this. They say, we don't want to get... But good luck to you. It's up to you. You're the sitter. Go for it. You're not the rower. The finest thing in life was given to us by people who struggled, The finest stuff that we enjoy as our human civilization. Yesterday I was listening to a talk. A guy said, do you know how privileged we are? We can have hot shower, he said. And I thought about it. I said, yeah. Those days, there's no such thing as hot shower.
And you really feel when you don't have a hot shower, how hard it is to shower.
He said we are privileged. We can just on a tap and a button, and there's hot shower. Those days when I was a kid, you have to boil water. And sometimes we don't boil, you just suffer the cold water. He said we are so privileged, but we are nowhere near happy. We are nowhere near contentment. You know why? We think we can bargain with our standard. So today, I'm asking you, are you willing to do what it takes to live the standard you set for yourself? Are you willing to go through the test, the tribulation? Are you willing to give yourself to it? And that struggle must feel istamai, happy. The struggle must feel like a delight.
Is that just restructuring your thinking?
Bingo. And not buying into all this rhetoric out there to make it easy. I have been saying this message for last 30 years. But very small percentage that listen to it. Most come looking for an easy, to escape. Most come to confirm their self-betrayal.
Or could they also come saying that I am putting in the work and I'm not getting it, but
No.
they're not really putting in the work?
No, yeah, they're not. So you today sit and say, which direction am I following? And that's meditation. You know what's meditation? That occasionally I'm pulled to quit. Now, occasionally I'm like, oh my God, let me just give up. Like I've not been working out for a month or two now. And I'm like, oh my God. But it's to sit and say, no, get back.
Yeah, like, we talked about a few episodes ago that I had a 2 kg weight gain from LA and I've already lost it.
Yeah, you already lost it. Very good.
It wasn't that much of a struggle.
Many times when people ask me this question, I ask them, what else are you going to do? At least something in your life you're pursuing the excellence. It's like somebody going up the stage and singing who's not good, pretending is good. Do you know how painful that is? And then you see somebody who's not good, but who's struggling. You embrace that person. Then you see somebody really good. Then you realize, oh my God, the hours they put in. So do you have any such thing? And for such a person, meditation is a must. If you have nothing you are struggling for, you quit, you are resting. Why are you even meditating? Well, if I want to shoot that arrow, I want to aim for the bullseye, I need to be in the right space to do it, isn't it?
I did it.
Yeah. Now, hear me. What is that you worship? I hope the higher standard, you find something. Like, do you know what's the beauty of my masters? It's my standard. Yes.
Beyonce, baby.
Yeah. I had a prayer, with my gurus. I said, please let me be as good as you, and if I can, a little bit better than you. Because that was what my father will tell me. Son, you must be 10 times better than me because you have all this I didn't have. So if I love my father and I honor him, I must go further. That's evolution. With my gurus, the same thing. I must be as good, or if I can, a couple of steps
Even
forward.
better.
And I would like you all to embrace, again, this episode onwards, we are going to begin, they say in pranayam, when the sankalpam, that we're going to not find ways to escape, we're going to find ways to actualize what can come to be as you and struggle. Is that good?
Before we end, how do you set the standard for yourself?
Heart. Ask your heart, what draws you?
How do you take away all the noise? I know I like fashion and clothes and all that. And I know
But that's the way you are digging until you discover.
Yeah,
you will
and
discover.
I know but do I like those things because it's what society likes, it's what they say
There's
I
something
like?
you have to
how do
question.
you
No, I don't know how to answer you. I'll tell you, keep moving. Just keep grabbing. You're coming out of a hole. And one day you will see the ultimate. You haven't touched the ultimate yet. You have not. For now, it is Chanel. No, not Chanel. We don't like
Dior.
Chanel. You like what?
It's Dior.
It's Dior. You like Dior. I will go with that. But I know you are crawling. Sooner or later, the light will hit you and that's the highest. And then you can give your life to it. So, to me, all the things people like in the world is the way of them moving towards the highest. You see, some of my students, the top students, the students I believe are the candidate for this truth called enlightenment, are the people who are pretty well established in their life, There are people who have hit certain standards. Only those people can even envision this. The rest, not that a poor person cannot envision it, but that's just material. He might have another standard. He might have a standard of being a person. So you must have something that you live as the highest. I don't think you have to have every aspect the highest, but one or two aspects that is the highest, that draws the best out of you. If I have a statement, please don't quit life because somebody made it hard. Embrace life and make the hard easy. As Kudambai would say. வெட்ட வெளியில் வரும் பாலாய் நின்றதை இஷ்டமாய் பாப்பாய். You know what is palai? I walk into the art gallery in France. I look at those paintings. I got destroyed. I'm like, oh my God, how am I ever going to reach there? But I embrace it delightfully. You know what I mean? I embrace it. Like,
yeah, what would there be left in life if you were already that good?
Then I guess you are enlightened. Then you live the perfection. So others may embrace it too. But I think as long as you have breath, you are still striving. And I think that striving should be you. That striving is you. Hi ho, hi ho. Off to work we go.
Bye.
Bye.